This is episode 2013 of the Vibrant Living series. I'm Kimberly Henry, and this is Living the Good Life. Vibrant living is a life full of energy and enthusiasm, and that's what we're striving to cultivate in this 13-week series. It makes me think of feeling light and fit, playing in the sunshine, dancing to fun music, and living in a clean environment. It can be difficult, though, to feel vibrant when nagging headaches, nausea, rashes, asthma, and other chronic ailments are creeping into your day-to-day. In this episode, I'm going to share with you a conversation I had way back in 2013 with a young mom about her family and how she turned inexplicable chronic nausea, vomiting, and headaches around simply by changing their cleaning products and personal care items. How many people do you and I know who are held back by migraines or chronic symptoms that they just can't put a finger on? It saddens me every time I hear someone taking a pass on life, on vibrant living, because they don't feel well and they don't know why. Similar issues were cropping up in our family 25 years ago, and I literally stumbled into an answer that cleared up my daughter's eczema, helped both my girls earn 100% attendance at school year after year, and that has kept my husband and I at work and living life. I can count our combined number of sick days over the last 25 years on one hand. I want that for you. Vibrant living. Hopefully you'll gain some new insight in today's conversation that you can apply or pass on. I'm excited to see and hear about your breakthroughs in our Living the Good Life Facebook community, and I hope you will seek us out and post them there. Now, let's move on and hear from my friend way back in 2013, just as relevant today or maybe even more so. It's wellness enthusiast Tiffany Swafford.
So Tiffany Swafford has been working as a wellness consultant for several years now, and she's really affecting a lot of lives. I've kind of sat on the sidelines and watched, and I've seen you dive right in, helping folks live a healthier life. What drove you into that arena?
Well, first of all, thank you, Kim, for having me on.
You bet.
I started in college. I'm actually an exercise science major, so I have a lot of deep-rooted just concerns in general for this area. So, of course, I was all concerned about health more on the outside than the inside at that time. And then, like many people, as soon as I started to have children, I started to become more and more aware of everyday things that I think the average person really never even thinks about.
Like what?
Well, for instance, I currently have 3 little boys, and that's it. That's enough. But with my 3 little boys, I was noticing some really crazy issues. All 3 of my children projectile vomited profusely. It was not normal baby spit up, and I know there's a lot of moms out there that they have the same issues, and they get treated for all kinds of influx issues, and they have to elevate their babies and things like that, but it doesn't seem to slow it down. I had those children. So after many doctor experiences, we'd taken our children to specialists, gastroenterologists. They treated our children for allergies. They even at one point, Kim, treated her for giardia. They said, we know your kids don't have it, but we're going to treat them. And so many parents out there probably would feel the same way. We just accept that a doctor is going to have a better answer than what we can find as just a mom. So I went with all of their treatments, and of course nothing helped my children. And it wasn't, I was never even asked what I was using in my home. And I'm sure there's so many moms out there that if your kids were to throw up, the first thing you would do is grab bleach or a bleach cleaner or your normal household cleaners. That's what we're used to doing. That's what we're taught to do. And unfortunately, I had to learn the hard way that was what was inducing and causing the vomiting in my children. So it was really scary to learn that I thought as a mom I was protecting them and doing everything I could, but really that was the root of their problem. Once I was educated on how to not use those products in my home anymore, within 2 weeks' time, all of my vomiting had stopped. It was literally a life-changing situation for me and an eye-opener as a parent and as a consumer.
So what you're saying, I just want to clarify, is that it turned out that the level of toxicity in your home, just with the kids being around that, was causing some sort of an allergic reaction that caused them to projectile vomit.
Yes. In fact, if the scary thing is, as consumers, I don't think we realize that there are no regulations in the U.S. The companies are allowed to put anything and everything into their products, and they do.
Mm-hmm.
It is our job as parents and consumers and just people to actually look at our products. I challenge anyone listening to this, go to your kitchen sink or go wherever you keep your household cleaners and actually read the back of them. Every one of them say harmful to humans and domestic animals. If they're putting that on there, one, we're not looking at it, and two, we don't know what else to use. So it was really an eye-opener for me to know that every household cleaner, when we look on the back, we can't say the names of them, right? We can't read an ingredients list.
Right.
It looks like it's gibberish, but we also have no idea what they do. Almost every one of them are neurotoxins. They cause headache, nausea, vomiting, comas, lack of reflexes, you name it. When you actually look in and do a small amount of research, you'll find so many symptoms that you have every day in your home can be solved just by simply educating yourself on what you're doing and exposing yourself and your family to.
So it can be, the person that gets migraines all the time, one step might be to remove those toxins from your home and see if that makes a difference.
Absolutely, and it's a great example. I personally have never really struggled with a headache issue, but my mother, she was actually hospitalized up to 3 times per month with severe migraine headaches. And it was horrible, and it had gotten to the point to where, unfortunately, with our medical society, she then, with the headaches, had become addicted to prescription pain medicines. So it really was a horrible ballgame. And when I became more educated for my family, I was so happy. I'm actually a licensed school teacher. I'm currently a stay-at-home mom, but I love that what I do now is I get to educate parents and just people who care. And so the first person I reached out to educate was my mom. And I'm so happy to say that in 3 years' time, she's had to actually go into an ER because of a headache 1 time. So that's insane to think that just by simply switching things in her home that we don't even think about, she went from 3 times a month to 1 time in 3 years. It's just having someone give you that information, or you being willing to reach out and seek that information, can make all the difference. From everything from eczema, headaches, even diabetes and ADD and ADHD, even autism. It's amazing how an educated person, if you reach out and ask for help, there are so many people out there that are just thriving to give the people the knowledge and the help that they need to better themselves, to better their loved ones and their friends around them.
Right. And that extends, I think, also from my experience, not just to household cleaners, because that's what we think of when we think of, chemicals in the home, but even our personal care products have some harmful chemicals, right?
Oh my goodness. And something that everyone needs to realize is the largest organ in your body is your skin. Anything you put on your skin will absorb directly into your bloodstream. So ladies, I know we love to put all those baby lotions on our babies, but do some research. It's really scary. In fact, Johnson & Johnson's just released that in 2 years they will take the formaldehyde out of their products. If you do some research on formaldehyde, it is scary. There's no reason it's in the product. So you need to really look out and see what it is you're putting on your skin. Our skincare products, women and men love to get into anti-aging products, and you need to be aware of what you're putting on your skin, because anything you put on your skin goes into your bloodstream, and it will have short and long-term effects on your overall health.
Absolutely. And we'll talk a little bit more specifically, if it's okay with you, Tiffany. I'd love to kind of pick your brain about some specific toxins that are out there and what specific effects they have on the body, so we can really dig in. And what kind of specific harmful effects are tied to my window cleaner, for example? Well, not my window cleaner, but
Right, exactly right. Not our window cleaners, but the average individual, the average household.
Right.
Some things that are crazy, and I actually know some people that were raised that if it didn't need Windex or bleach, it didn't need anything. Those were people's 2 staples.
Right.
So when you look at something as simple as Windex, now when I talk about Windex, this is any window cleaner, not a specific brand to just Windex. So don't think if you use a dollar store brand or an off brand or some other brand that you're any safer. So when it comes to your window or glass cleaners, they actually cause kidney and liver damage and tumors. So when you think about people that you feel have had a really healthy lifestyle, it's really scary to think of our cancers and those kind of things. Almost, I can guarantee you that everyone listening knows someone. They know someone. They've had some kind of relationship with someone that's gone through some kind of cancer, and it's scary. Now, they also attack your central nervous system, your liver, and your kidneys. So you hear of people that have a liver or kidney disease, and you automatically assume that they were an alcoholic. No, maybe they were a cleanaholic, and they didn't have the correct tools to know what to avoid. And they also can cause reproductive issues. Now, this is kind of, it's more and more in our media today. You can see more and more people are having these issues, and it's coming to light. And, all you hear are fertility options and adoption and in vitro and all those kind of things that can happen, but they never look at the root problem. And you really need to step back and think, why is this becoming such an issue? It's because these products are everywhere in our world. Now, Kim, do you mind if I switch to one that I'm really passionate about?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I want to talk to you guys for a second about your disinfectant spray and wipes, right? We live in a very visual society, so you see a lot of commercials, and if you guys honestly believe that a Lysol kitchen is always clean and sparkles even when a muddy dog runs through it, okay, that's not our reality, especially if you have 3 little boys like me, you feel my pain. It does not stay white for 5 seconds, right?
Right.
So, and we also don't carry a ribbon around with us because we don't feel elegant when we're cleaning. Those are visuals to make us, it's a feel-good moment for a second in a commercial, and then we remember that feel-good moment, and we purchase that product at a store. What you need to remember is that all of your Clorox sprays, wipes, they're actually registered pesticides, okay? They're scary. They cause central nervous system depression when inhaled during use, and they're also an irritant to your eyes and your mucous membranes. So if you guys have children that always have runny noses, think about what you're using, not only these products, but your dishwashing agents. It's insane. Now, these products are actually harmful by inhalation, ingestion, and any skin contact. Now, Kim, I don't know about you, but it kills me to walk into a grocery store and see a mom with a baby reach over and grab one of these wipey products and wipe off the cart, right? They want to make sure that my kids' germs aren't left behind, but what they don't realize is that the chemicals on the little sheet of paper that they're using or cloth, actually those chemicals can be left behind for up to a year, and they cause things. This is a big list, but they're actually a carcinogen. So ladies and gentlemen, these cause cancer. 80% of all of our cancers are environmentally caused. They're a moderate skin irritant, and they're also an immunosuppression. So they will break your immune system down. They cause headaches, nervousness, blurred vision, weakness, nausea, cramps, diarrhea, discomfort, cramps in the chest, including sweating, moises, tearing, salivation, and other excessive respiratory tract secretions, vomiting, convulsions, coma, loss of reflexes, cardiac arrhythmias, and heart block and cardiac disease. So who is that safe for? Who should be walking into a grocery store and grabbing that product and wiping off their cart or touching it with their own hands or allowing their children to touch it? It's one of those moments I really have to remind myself I'm sane and not go up to someone and say, can I please educate you? Because they'll think I'm crazy, and I'm not. So I'm really passionate about helping people. It's small steps that every one of us can change. I truly believe that our health care has to start within our homes. It's not something our government is going to change for us. We need to be aware. We need to take a stand. You need to know what's in your homes, around your children, around your pets, around yourself. Everyone just needs the ability to have just a little more education.
Something you just said, I think, for me has been on my radar a lot lately, and that is we have to take responsibility for ourselves. And that's becoming a lot more important with changes in our healthcare system, because the landscape of healthcare is going to look totally different a year from now than it does today. And I think we're going to be caught off guard if we aren't prepared to keep ourselves healthy. So there's my little soapbox for the day. But I wanted to ask you, Tiffany, to talk a little bit about something that's new information for me. I kind of knew it, but didn't know it specifically until just recently. But that soft, fresh smell that we get from our fabric softeners, and how toxic that is.
Well, and people need to be aware, any product you have that says artificial fragrance, please throw it away. You don't need them. Artificial fragrances are a combination of all kinds of chemicals that do everything from, they actually increase breast cancer. They're going to mess with your respiratory system, you name it, and your skin. If you know anybody with sensitive skin, please just get rid of everything in your house currently. Now, all of these laundry companies that come out with these time-release fabric softeners, what you need to know is that's great that you might feel your clothes smell fresher longer, or you like a week after you do your laundry to get into your bed and smell the fabric softener. We all love the smell of fabric softeners, right? what they actually have is they're encapsulated in a little formaldehyde bubble. Okay, formaldehyde is a huge carcinogen. So what you're doing is every time you're doing that, you're releasing the formaldehyde. So you want to make sure that you're able to find a product that is completely formaldehyde free. And you really want to avoid formaldehyde. Now, something that's also very important that you realize, these companies are not obligated, they're not legally obligated to put formaldehyde on their labels. So that, as a consumer now, you really have to wonder, why are they trying to hide so much information for us? Why does it have to be so hard for us to be healthy? Because I know many people that feel they live a healthy lifestyle and buy organic fruits and vegetables, yet they use grocery store products with their laundry, their cleaning supplies, their toothpaste, their lotions, all these things that you don't even think about. It's really scary to think that you really need to just take 2 minutes and ask someone who wants to give you help, such as yourself or myself, that love to educate people and give people not only healthier options, but more affordable options. In our economy,
Right.
Who can handle not saving money?
I'll take that, saving money. I wanted to just kind of tie this up by asking you pre-knowledge information with the vomiting and the things that were going on with your family. And now that you've changed everything over, it's been a few years, what's the picture like? What's the difference for your family?
Oh my goodness. Well, not only have I changed their health dramatically, I've changed their mindsets. Even my kids are more aware where, I know as a child I didn't even think twice about being sprayed in the face by some random bottle behind a cashier clerk. My kids are now aware. My kids are educated. They listen to mom talk, and I love that. Not only that, like I said, their skin is amazing. Their health is there. My husband has the energy he needs to keep up with his stressful, dangerous job. So I love the fact that I've changed a mindset in my family, as well as knowing I'm taking their health into my hands and I'm being responsible for their short and long-term futures with their health concerns.
Fantastic. I think that, Tiffany, you've given us a lot to think about and some really great information.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of the Vibrant Living series. It's always a pleasure to connect with you here and in our Facebook community. Search for Living the Good Life community and join the conversation. Our goal is to provide tips and conversations around ways to embrace the goodness of life and take a big, juicy bite out of it. Food for the soul and the funny bone. Learn to give more time to yourself, become a better friend, lead an amazing life, and how to tell the best joke at the party. I'm Kimberly Henry, and this is Living the Good Life.